All right, good morning. Well, we're riding through some beautiful area, but the march flies haven't let up and they're driving us insane. We can't stop because we get swarmed by about 50 of them. So, and it's super hilly, so our legs are getting tired, but we just can't stop for more than 5 seconds. So we've just got to ride out of here, unfortunately. It's a shame because it's so pretty, but we can't even focus on it right now. So yeah, we just ride hard until we're clear of the forest. All right, we've been riding for about 45 k's. This is the first rest we've had for more than 10 seconds. And it's been so hilly, so we're pretty fatigued. Packs are feeling really heavy. So we've found a little spot where the march flies have left us alone. We've only got about 3 or 4 around each of us now. Unexpected grind day today. We'll try and get some footage while we're on the bikes now.
They're coming more, we need to
All right, we need to go, they're coming. We'll try and get some footage on the bikes to show you. It's beautiful. And we'll like to have a look at it later on the camera. We made it to town.
Oh my goodness, that was so hard.
That was so hard. We're in Northcliffe. It's 9:30 in the morning and we've already done 60 k's with almost 1,000 meters altitude gained.
Really?
And we're tired and just so sick of march flies.
That many hills with no brakes.
Yeah.
Plus march flies. Ridiculous.
Normal flies are fine. Mosquitoes are fine. You can put clothes on. You can put a mosquito net on. But the march flies biting us through our shorts and our shirt. And there was so many of them. And they're so quick that unless you're traveling about 20 k's an hour, they stick with you. So trying to keep pace like that on the hills was just a nightmare. And you'd go down the hill and they'd leave you alone, and then you saw another one come up because they're just repetitive. However, the sense of achievement from getting something like that done feels really good, really good. And there's a really nice looking bakery cafe in town. So I think we're going to treat ourselves. We've done so much riding this morning that we don't have to do any more for quite a while. So we're just going to go to town at the cafe and then hang out for most of the day. I think that was hectic. That was absolutely bonkers. Alright, so we've been in Northcliffe for about 7 or 8 hours. We had a well-deserved rest, stocked up on food, played with the Diablo and had a bit of a play on the playground and stuff. It was good fun. Nice to just chill somewhere for a day and rest our weary legs. We went to the library and did some editing, and now we're heading out to Pemberton. So about 10 k's before Pemberton to a nice spot. No march flies. Happy days, a good way to finish a tough morning. One final thought before we finish up for the day. For the last 20 k's that we've done this afternoon have been like glorious. There's been a sort of a misty rain coming through, and there's a huge kira tree forests. Just gigantic trees. The rain's washed away the flies, and it's just still out here. It smells incredible. And I think it just stresses that point that that things change so rapidly out here. Like, we had a bit of a horror start to the morning last night with the flies, and it really got to us mentally. But the thing that got us through this morning in particular was that you always know that there's something incredible around the corner, and particularly when you work really hard for it.
Yeah.
We worked so hard this morning, and we knew we were going to get something amazing, and here it is.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that you can get that flip and that turn each day.
Yeah. Morning. I hope you're ready for a beautiful ride, because we certainly are. Last night we had a really beautiful chat actually with a couple. There were a couple of grey nomads and then two of their friends. Really interesting chats. One of them had done marathons all over the world. I think he's up to number 66.
Yeah.
He's done them in Antarctica and the Arctic and yeah, everywhere. Anyway, that was really cool to meet some new people.
Got a glass of wine?
Oh yes,
dinner?
we did. And then that sent us straight off to sleep.
Yeah.
So this morning we're just dropping down into Pemberton. We're going to have breakfast there and then hit the road for the rest of the day.
Touch wood, but there's no flies out here, so we're actually able to enjoy our surroundings today. So we're like really excited. I think it's going to be great.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, good morning. So yesterday was a beautiful day. We spent most of the day in Pemberton. We had a really delicious breakfast, like a Melbourne coffee.
It was so good.
Great cafe. Hung out there for a while. Wandered out to Gloucester Tree. And I had an attempt at climbing. I think I got about a quarter of the way up and then bailed. The metal cleats on my shoes, my bike shoes, the only thing I had, and they were slipping on the metal, and I got a bit edgy, so I sent the drone up there instead.
Yeah, I got about 4 rungs up, and that was enough for me.
Yeah, it's stunning. Amazing to think that people used to do that for work. It's so precarious.
Yeah, so it was an old fire lookout. So there's, I think, 12 throughout the Karri Forest area. And yeah, every day they'd go up and look out for smoke. Crazy.
It was a cool spot. And then we headed out at about 1:30 out to sort of the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just a wiki camp. We ended up doing about 95 k's on the bike, and it was really hilly area, hard on the legs.
Yeah, it was a big day.
But stunning, really picturesque. Still going through the Karri Forest, but luckily there were no march flies because it had been raining on and off.
So good.
So we've had the break that we need from the flies, and we're feeling a lot more settled.
And it was nice to have an opportunity to really appreciate that forest without the march flies as the distraction.
Yeah,
So
it is
good.
stunning out here. So we're now in a place called Blackwood River National Park. We're just by the river now, having our morning coffee. We've had about 30 k's on the bike today, and we're now about 25 k's away from Margaret River. Plan is to stay at Jocelyn's place tonight. We're gonna have a barbecue there, and we've got plenty of time because we headed off quite early this morning. So I think we're gonna head down to the beach and hang out for a while. the sun's coming out for the next week. No more clouds, no more rain for a while, and we're hitting this part of the coast at the perfect time, and we've heard some amazing things about it, so we're super amped about that. It's going to be amazing. So we're chilling here for a while. We just got our coffee and chocolate, so we thought we'd finish off those question and answers.
From the 1 month review.
Yeah, from the 1 month review that had been coming through. So the first question came in from the lovely Saba. Thank you for your comments, and thanks for watching. So she wanted to know what thoughts were going through our mind when we were on our bikes. What thoughts and what feelings. I think the idea is that we're thinking very deep philosophical thoughts. We've got lots of time to ponder the universe and etc. But the truth is that when you're riding for that long, you don't have much blood going to your brain. Your thoughts are pretty basic. So usually it's a really annoying basic song that just repeats in your head for hours. At the moment, I've got the song of a comedian, James Acaster, called the James Acaster song stuck in my head, and it's just his name on repeat. So that's good.
To the tune of I'm a Survivor.
Yeah.
We're not going to sing it.
We're not going to do it. So it's mostly that, just picking up on things. It depends on the area that you're in as well. Like if you're in a really beautiful, picturesque area like we are now, you'll see a ringneck parrot or you'll see a kangaroo, and you'll just sort of watch that and your mind just sort of drifts around and finds things to look at.
Yeah.
It's quite peaceful. If it's a day where it's a bit more of a grind, my head's just looking at my speedo going, we've got about 3 minutes per kilometre, so I'm just ticking off kilometres as we go and just going through getting it done.
And then my brother was interested about people's reactions when we say that we've ridden the Nullarbor. Whilst we were on the Nullarbor, lots of people were saying, oh, you're crazy, and they didn't really comprehend what we were doing. But now that we've finished it, I think people are pretty impressed that we did it on our bikes. And we're also meeting a lot of the grey nomad community that have travelled up north, so like Port Hedland to Broome, and they're saying that that's like the proper dry stretch where you really have to plan for food and water, and the Nullabor's just like pretty easy. So
the tourist.
Yeah. So
version.
it's interesting to see the different challenges along the way. But mostly people are, impressed, I guess is the word.
Yeah. We got a question come through from Ian asking, apart from the stuff that we sent back earlier in our trip, is there anything that we regret bringing, or is there anything else we might ditch? Not really. We're pretty happy with our setup now. I guess the things that we did ditch recently were the bike shorts, the padded shorts. And that's been amazing to not have them in the packs. And
so that was 2 pairs each, so that takes up a bit of space.
Yeah. So that's been great. They're gone.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that we would potentially reconsider doing in the future, we've got all of our thermal gear, we've got 2 sleeping bags, we've got beanies, we've got gloves, and we haven't used the second sleeping bag.
No.
We haven't used really any of our warm weather gear apart from our puff jackets. And we were packing for a 6-month trip, moving from the middle of summer into the middle of winter.
Yeah.
But posting isn't that expensive. It was only $15 to send the original stuff through, and I think probably what we could have done was wait until it got cold and then got parents or friends to send a package up to us with the cold weather gear, and that would save us even more space.
Yeah. Right, a change of location. The lighting changed a little bit on us. So Paul was wondering about how we budgeted for the trip. So I had quite a bit of time during the lockdown in Melbourne last year, so I did a full Excel spreadsheet and broke it down into how many times we're going to visit a cafe. I've got sunscreen tubes, spare tyres, all of it. So that worked out to be about $450 a week, and we're on track so far. So it seems to be a reasonable amount. That kind of covers food, accommodation, bike maintenance, fun things, emergency money, all of that. And Paul was also curious if we've got jobs to go back to. For me, I've just finished my primary teaching degree, so that was super easy and it worked out pretty well timing wise. And then James, yours was a bit more complex but still fine.
Yeah. I'm a physiotherapist. I work in the neuro field, spinal cord injury, stroke, traumatic brain injury, that side of things. And work has been incredible. They've allowed me to take 6 months of leave without pay. That's where our 6-month deadline comes from. So yeah, thanks for sending those through. If you've got any more questions during the trip, just chuck them in the comments and we'll answer them as we go. Yeah, plan for the day now. We'll finish up our coffees, jump back on the bike, and I think head down to the beach and check that out, because you can probably tell it's pretty bright out here. The sun's just popped out for the first time in a couple of days, which is very exciting. So yeah, beach time.
Yeah.
Bollard, Libby! Bollard! Two bollards, Libby! Good morning, YouTube. We've woken up in beautiful Margaret River, or Redgate, near Margaret River. So we rolled into town yesterday and came straight to Jocelyn's house. We're in this beautiful 10-acre property just outside Margaret River. She's got a huge veggie garden growing watermelons and passion fruit, and made us feel right at home. It's been a lovely stay. We rolled into town and we went to a small Indigenous festival in town, did a little bit of shopping, and then spent the evening hanging out.
We cooked an amazing spread on the barbecue, heaps of veggies and skewers and...
Yeah, all homegrown stuff from the garden. So pumpkin, sweet potato, corn, mushrooms, eggplant, zucchini, capsicum. It was really, really nice. Good to get some fresh veg in. So we've decided to take a 0 day today. Jocelyn's so kindly offered to let us take her car for the day, so we can explore Margaret River and do sort of cape to cape in the car, which is, I mean, we can't pass up an offer like that. So we're just sitting down for our morning coffee and some cooked oats, which is nice, a luxury, and just making some plans for the day. But I can guarantee some beaches, some caves, some cliffs, some nice curatory forests. So it's going to be a remarkable day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, off we go. We haven't done this for a while, so fingers crossed.
Here we go. About to zoom really fast.
Alright, so Lib's just found a free cave. It requires a fair bit of tunnelling through underbrush and maybe some crawling through tight spaces. Lib's is a bit claustrophobic, so I'm going to go on this one alone. Could be cool. This is amazing. So this is just a free spot, tiny little path off the road. No signs or indicators, and a tiny little crawl through some thick underbrush. But there's a full beehive up ahead, and I can see about 9 big combs of honey. Oh, here's a little bit of honeycomb right here. See that? Little comb of honey. Oh, smells good. And then overlooking us out here, well, you can't see it, it's way too bright. We're just overlooking the bay. It's stunning. What a cool spot.
that popcorn.